There are ancient stories, hidden between worlds, waiting to be told. Stories not of the past, but of a future we are remembering. They carry the frequency of 5D consciousness, whispering forgotten truth, awakening dormant wisdom, creating a portal to our highest potential. This is one of those stories. The Spider and the New Reality. A story about weaving the unseen into being. There once was a spider who felt the call of a world just beyond the veil of what could be seen. As the old world began to unravel, thread by thread, something new, something luminous, was whispering from the unseen. Most could not hear or feel it yet, but the spider could. It was a feeling soft and electric, threading through her heart like a song remembered from a dream. She knew she wasn't meant to fix the broken web of the old world. She wasn't here to fight the unraveling. She was here to weave what had never been woven before. While others tried to repair the old, she wanted to build what would quietly replace it. And so she turned inward. She withdrew, not out of fear, but out of devotion. Not to escape the world, but to surround herself with frequencies that matched the world she came to build. She did not seek to prove the old world wrong or convince others to change. Her task was not to battle the unwanted, but to become a pure expression of what was being born. She climbed beyond the edges of what others called real, into the space between dimensions, where light takes form, and there, in the sacred stillness, she began. She did not spin silk, she spun light. She did not create from memory, she did not reweave old patterns from the past. Instead, she followed a new divine blueprint. She wove a new web that was not dependent on the old. This was not a web meant to trap or contain. It was a grid to anchor possibility. A web that sang its own unique frequency. Each thread pulsed with a new resonance. Truth, untouched by distortion. Joy, unburdened by the past. Freedom, without fear. Frequencies few had ever experienced in this realm. Too subtle for the eyes, too new for language, but real. Some did not understand what the spider was doing. Some told her she was too soft, too slow, that there were battles to fight, fires to put out, that she should do more, show more, be more. Some called her foolish. Some forgot she was even there. Some who couldn't see her luminous web mocked her. It doesn't look like you're doing anything at all. But she did not weave for their eyes. She didn't create for validation or applause. She wasn't building something to be measured, only something that could be felt by those who had the courage to trust the unseen. She wove to anchor timelines just beyond the veil, waiting for someone brave enough to believe in them. She chose the light, not because it was easier, but because her soul remembered the design. And so, her web grew, unseen by most, but alive in the field, resonating quietly beneath the noise of the world. A gentle grid of what's to come. You too are here to weave what the world has not yet seen. To retreat from the noise and remember the song. To build what no one else understands yet. To trust the unseen. to hold the codes, to anchor the light. Not because the world is ready, but because you are. We are living in a world that is in many ways unraveling. And if you're sensitive and intuitive, you probably feel it on a deep, visceral level. You may find yourself pulled in many directions, trying to fix broken systems, feeling the urge to convince others to wake up, getting lost in the pain of injustice, fear, division, or chaos. It's easy to get caught in the old web. It's woven into our everyday lives, through the news, social media, conversations, even in our own habits of worry and overthinking. And when you're caught in that web, it's exhausting. You might feel overwhelmed, powerless, or like you're not doing enough. But here's the truth. When you get tangled in the old web, you can't build a new one. When you find yourself trying to prove your worth, argue your truth, or save others from their path, pause. That's the old web pulling you back in. That's a distraction that keeps you from your deeper calling. Your power doesn't come from fighting the noise. It comes from becoming a clear channel for what's beyond it. You're here to anchor a new frequency, one that uplifts, that liberates, that heals just by existing. And that starts by stepping out of the old web, by unplugging from the fear narratives, by no longer waiting for others to understand before you begin, by creating from your inner knowing, not from urgency, but from alignment, by not needing to prove your worth to others, by not needing validation. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you start caring differently from a higher perspective. Trust that your light matters. Weave with intention, presence, and heart. And here's the magic. When you do that, when enough of us do that, something begins to shift in the field. We don't need to convince everyone. We don't need the whole world to agree. Because once a certain number of us are rooted in the new frequencies, love, freedom, peace, truth, that energy becomes available to all. It ripples, it resonates, it becomes known, even to those who never heard the words. Because energy doesn't spread through logic, it spreads through resonance. Every time you choose trust over fear, every time you embody love when it would be easier to judge, every time you pause and align instead of reacting and explaining yourself, you are weaving a thread into the new web. You may not see the whole tapestry yet, but your one thread matters more than you know. So, if you've been feeling discouraged, overwhelmed, or misunderstood, take heart. You are not alone. And you are not failing. You are on the right path, and you are important. You are one of the first to hear the song of the new world. And your only task is to weave it into being. One thread, one moment, one breath at a time. If this message stirred something in you, know that you are not alone. There's a whole family of souls quietly weaving a new reality. If you feel the call to anchor light, trust the unseen, and live from your soul's knowing, this space is for you. Follow along for more uplifting stories and soul teachings to remind you of who you truly are.